What's going on, Diablo 2 fans? Dobrunsky here. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a brief overview of the Fist of Heaven's Paladin, or the FOHDIN. Now, I had really high hopes for this build. After playing around with a couple different moderately budget and then top tier setups, it kind of feels like it was a swing and a miss with some of the changes they made to this skill. A lot of it is largely improved. So the cooldown is now 0.4 seconds as opposed to what it was before. I don't know, was it 2 seconds? Don't actually know off the top of my head, but it's been largely improved that way. So you can spam it much more frequently, which is an improvement. Another solid change that I like is the fact that it even does have that tiny little bit of a cooldown on it. The reason why I like that small cooldown is it makes the build less reliant on FCR breakpoints. So hammered in, typically 125 is the go-to, so that having that small delay makes it so that you're not kind of stuck trying to shoot for that high breakpoint. 75 is completely fine for this build. Or FCR is just faster teleporting. And I do like that if you choose to use the Conviction Aura on your Paladin, it frees you from that obligation of having a Infinity Mercenary. So Burmal Barist is no longer really a thing. That's why this Mercenary is using Insight and a bow just for fun. So that's everything that I like about it. And I do like how the Holy Bolts pierce. That's another thing too. What I don't like about it is the fact that the Holy Bolt damage only does damage to the undead. So this turns the FOHDIN into a really weird build where you have to have insane gear to clear Chaos Sanctuary Venom Lords at a decent pace. Like, you will run through with good gear, you'll run through the undead. But you'll kind of notice in the gameplay that I'm going to show off is that you kind of get backed into a corner against Infector because the demons, they're rushing you, you're not doing damage with the Holy Bolts. So it's just a really weird build that way. And then you might say, like, well, why don't you farm the Ancient Tunnels? You can. There's a lot of undead there, but they have high lightning resistance, which you can break. But the Plague Bearers there are immune to magic. That's the reason why people don't farm AT as a Hammerden. So you want to go farm an area that has a lot of undead. You go to the Ancient Tunnels, the magic immunes and high lightning resistance. You want to go to Chaos Sanctuary. You can do some good damage there, but the Venom Lords just kind of slow things up. So it's a weird build that came very close. And the suggestions that I would make to improve it would be to just have the Holy Bolts damage all monster types. I think that would be a small change that would really make this character better. It's not that the Paladin needs to be better, but with the current options like Zealot, Smiter, or Hammerden, this is just going to be one of those weird like fringe builds that people that have 40 perfect 5/5 light facets will mess around with. So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents for the intro. So I'll quickly go over a more budget variant, and by budget I mean like Hodo, Enigma, but no crazy inventory. And then the really high-end gear setup will be the crazy faceted shield, faceted weapon, faceted griffins, that kind of thing, and you sort of compare the damage. You really see that it struggles against demons. But for the attributes, I just went max block, vitality, so kind of your standard Hammerden or Paladin setup, enough strength to equip my gear, enough dex for max block after Holy Shield, and everything else into vitality. So for the skill tree, starting off with the combat skills, I put 20 hard points into Fist of Heavens, and then 20 hard points into Holy Bolt and Holy Shock. So those are the damage synergies for Fist of Heavens. So at level 34, fully synergized, I'm at 3,800 lightning damage and 3,000 Holy Bolt damage. Then everything else I just put into Holy Shield and the defensive aura to boost the damage, or excuse me, boost the defensive Holy Shield. The Mercenary to just do something different and have some fun. Merc, what are you doing? Insight in a Great Bow, Fortitude and Enduro's Visage. You could use Tal's Mask and Treachery, whatever. Freezing Arrow, Crowd Control, and she does a little bit more damage because of the Conviction Aura. I still think her raw damage output's pretty low, 1,600. I would like to see some more damage on Mercenaries. I don't know if we'll see that by the end of PTR. But I'll do a player's one run. Oh, I forgot to show my gear. So this is Silkweaves, Spirit, Caster Amulet, Enigma, Lightning Faceted Shaco, Hodo, 2 SOJs, Arachnid's Mesh, and Mage Fist. So that's where I get my skills from. I'll go up to the seal. We'll do players 1. And then I'll do the next run with the better gear. I'll do players 3. But the undead here, it rips through. It's awesome. But then you see on players 1, things slow down quite a bit on the Venom Lords. And I do have, like, pretty good gear. I mean, missing Torch, missing Annie, don't have combat skillers, but the same equivalent with magic hammers would just be running through. There's no comparison, but kind of confused why we know, like, the magic damage and the hammers, there's, like, no immunities, so I feel like it'd be cool if Holy Bolts damaged everything. I don't know how I'm supposed to kill him. There we go. Holy Bolt shotgun into him. It's not that this build is bad. It's that, see here, you see, like, I gotta... This is players 1, like, pretty damn good gear. And you just, as soon as you get to, like, Infector or Venom Lords, the build falls apart. And I don't think it has to be as strong as a Hammerden, but the same skill point investment plus hammers to this is, like, so much lower on the damage output. There. So that's players 1, Chaos, level 34 with Enigma. Now I'm going to fill out the inventory. And I'm going to use some higher damage dealing stuff. And you're still going to see, like, slowed down clear speed on the Venom Lords. So I did a full inventory of Key Combs, a plus life, so these would be insanely expensive on ladder. Torch and an Annie, this is a lightning faceted and with blessed light, so that gives me +4 to Fist of Heavens versus Hodo. I have a lightning faceted Griffins, so this is a hero-rated item. It should actually be -25 +20 with the facet. It's just a hero-rated adjustment, it's fine. And then I have lightning faceted Sacred Charge here with 45 ult res. So that jumps me up to 7,800 lightning damage. So now we'll do the same run, players 3. And you're gonna notice pretty much the same thing. It's actually gonna look exactly like the players 1 run. So I'm gonna run through the undead. As soon as we get to Infector, we're gonna get, like, kited back because we just don't do enough damage. Remember here, we're talking 5-5, 5-5, like 6 5-5 lightning facets. I did put this up to P3, right? Yeah, okay. So it's the same thing, a lot of, like, repetitive straight shots against the Venom Lords, but then the undead we just fly through. And I think they're, like I said, I think they're really close. They just have to, if Holy Bolts damaged all monsters, I think that's all that has to be changed on the build. So this would be like Deja Vu. The exact same thing. So Lightning Sorceress with that many facets and Griffins would run through these guys with a couple statics. And a couple Chain Lightning. Our FOHDIN. So again, this is not perfect gear, but this is pretty damn good gear. And I think it just really shows where they made some really good changes. The piercing holy bolts, the cooldown time, increased damage, that's all fantastic. But if we could get those piercing bolts attacking and doing damage to demons as well, that I think would put the Fist of Heaven's Paladin in a pretty good place. As it stands right now, it's far better than what it was. It's just a really weird, niche, far inferior lightning damage dealing character to like a sorceress. But it does have some advantages like having the conviction aura, so you're not tied to Infinity Mercenary. It's just a little bit of a bummer because it's just so close and just needed that little bit more, but it's just not quite there. But again, let me know in the comment section below if you guys agree or disagree, or if you would tweak the gear at all, run a more optimal setup, or if you think it's fine and you really just want to focus on undead sniping in the mausoleum or something. All feedback is always welcomed. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.